we have an internal need to do certain things. So sometimes we will do things in spite of your validation. Like we didn't need your validation to do the things that we know that we're supposed to do because we
Absolutely.
see something that needed to be done and we did it. And I think that's where the thing that the men are coming from, even when
Right.
we're arguing semantics or even when we hear the definition, you think
David, mute your
internally.
mic, please. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
"Oh, okay, well, I think where the friction is in this conversation, as far as even hearing the definition of validation and how a man is feeling when he's hearing these things, is because the difference, a big difference between men, a lot of men and a lot of women, is that we have an internal validation. We have an internal security in ourselves. And so we will do things in spite of no matter what the circumstances are. So when he's doing what he's supposed to do, he knows he's supposed to take out the trash. He don't need you to tell him to take out the trash. You might because you wanted to be taken out at a certain time, but he knows the things he needs to do to take care of his family, and he's focused on that. And I think that like every man likes it when a woman compliments and sit there and acknowledges the things that
That's what
he's doing
validation is.
well.
It says
Yes,
acknowledgement.
and we agree. But the reason why the men are responding the way that they're responding is because
Because y'all
they're
getting caught,
thinking,
y'all in y'all feelings like women be. You get caught up on words, like y'all call us out on this very thing. Like, oh, you're playing semantics. We say
okay,
this,
I
you
mean,
say that. Is the same thing. It's nothing wrong with being validated. It's okay. Everybody needs it, and it is a need. Everybody needs it. But the type, like Mike said, the type of validation that I think he seeks from other men is a different type of validation that comes from women. And the reason I will also say, in terms of validation, like I remember that we were on this show, and I think one time we were talking about uh, appreciation, and I think it was when what's his name? Oh my goodness, I can't think. Is it Ricky? It could have been this show or one of the other shows, but anyway, it was talking about how fathers are not acknowledged the same way mothers are on Mother's Day. Mother's Day, the stores be barred out with cars and all of these things. And he was expressing how mothers are acknowledged and treated one way, and then on Father's Day, fathers are not acknowledged at the same, magnitude as mothers, and we do more, we do just as much. In that regard, to me, that sounded like what he was saying is that fathers are not appreciated, but two, is not validated in the fact of what they contribute to their family. And so a way to validate that is to give them the same, I guess, level of like appreciation, acknowledgement as
No, no.
moms get
So
on Father's Day.
that's not what he was asking for. So I'm not
So what
even.
is it when
So that's
fathers
not what he was
complain?
at. It could very easily seem like that's what he was saying. But if you're looking at the time, especially if you follow the stuff Ricky says, or his overall thoughts on his shows and stuff, what he's basically saying and what most men are saying, and this is why we're on YouTube. Sorry if y'all saw my sock. I just took this shit out. That's disgusting. But what most men on YouTube are talking about is that now we can't accept or stand for our role being downgraded, our role being devalued and acting like if it doesn't matter in our children's lives, in our homes, in the lives of our women, and at work. We are now okay. I think Aristotle said the greatest inequality is making unequal things equal, and if you make them your equals, they will want to be your superiors. What we now see is that we made the space for women and we thought what you wanted was equality when you actually want supremacy. So women are using the power that we gave them to step on our neck and isolate us out of society and our own home, right? So it's not that we want validation from women. We don't want you to use that power against us in an effort for supremacy, right? So it's like, whoa, whoa. So think about it this way: men have been downgraded to a wallet in the household but then you took the man out of the household and the children can't behave. There is no discipline in the community and society in general. That is our value. So when you talk about me, when you talk about a dad, I want to hear that. I don't need no presents, but I want somebody to stand up at their graduation and cry. Do you know what the valedictorian at my cousin's is Nigerian guy, of course. He said, my dad is like Jesus. This dude is ever present. When he wasn't there, he was there. Right? That boo was giving his dad his flowers. You were looking for his dad, like, where is this? Because the kid was black as hell. So I knew his daddy was black, and I just seen the dad crying. He didn't ask for that. He was basically saying all that I did and all of the value that I have in this household is validated by your achievement. Thank you for your acknowledgement, but I'd rather have the achievement. And as you can see, when you hear women talk on these panels, they are trying to downgrade that effectiveness, efficiency, and overall impact of fathers, husbands, and men, etc. And we won't stand for it. That's really what we're saying.
Trigger Mike, that's a good point. But if y'all don't mind, I feel like HD was onto something. If you remember the point you were making, HD, I was trying to actually attentively listen to you. Do you remember what you were saying?
Which point?
Never mind.
Because I mean, the point that I was bringing up is that we are internally, some of us men have become internally secure. So we're not looking for outside validation when we're having some of these situations. It's nice. And then also, like what the women keep bringing up,
David,
how we
mute your mic,
view.
please. It's echoing.
Oh, well, also we have the issue that women are rightly discerning that how we receive respect and admiration is different than how women do that. So they're trying to do what they want to us, and we're not responding the way that they would. So now we're going to have that internal battle as well. But the overall point is just like, listen, we validate ourselves and we know what needs to be done, especially when we assess the situation and we see what's going on and we do what we're supposed to do. We don't need you to tell us to do that once we understand what the role and what the goal is. It's just that sometimes when we have these conversations, like, it's like I said, it's nice for you to tell us thank you. We appreciate that. And we acknowledge the acknowledgement that you give us. But sometimes men will get frustrated because we're like, it almost seems like, even though you're not trying to do it, it almost seems like we get annoyed because sometimes it's like you see us doing it and then you talk about us doing it. And for some odd reason, we sometimes internalize what you say as, oh, you're now doing it, as if you had to tell us to do it when we're already doing it. Like every brother has that situation, like as he's taking out the trash and you talk about him taking out the trash, some brothers internally get upset, like, I'm already taking out the trash. And you acknowledge that I'm taking out the trash, but it's just like, I just think sometimes men have a internal disposition to sometimes when women say stuff. I don't 100% know why, but I just think sometimes when women say something, you could be completely right, but something in us sometimes just be like, nah. just nah. We don't want to. Sometimes it's the God honest truth. Sometimes we don't want to give you the dub. That's it. That's all it comes down to. Y'all be winning, and we don't want to give it to y'all sometimes, and it's okay. I think sometimes, yeah, we just want to keep y'all humble and be like, nah, that ain't it, even though we know that's it. But we just want to just continue to assert our little bit of dominance, because truth be told, in that quote that Trigger Mike gave, we have surrendered a lot of our dominance because of what we gave to you, and our natural disposition to protect you. We still don't see you as a threat, even when you are a threat. You're literally encroaching on the entire society's framework, and we're allowing you to do it because we don't see you as a threat, even though clearly you're showing evidence of being a serious threat. not because you want to be mean or you want to be these things, but because you don't understand the purpose of the power that you were given, which is why we run into the issues that we be having. But was that the point which you was looking for, AP?
Yep, you drove it home.
Okay,
We'll
great.
read the super chats now. Let's read these super chats.